Hello everybody, it's Kate here. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. Today I want to show you how to make this. This is a really cute little bunting card. I've used a die set I recently got from Craft Stash to make this. I'll show you that in a second. This size of card is really good for using up scrap card that is offcuts from A3 size that you may have cut down for other projects. It's also really good for using those smaller die sets which you might only use otherwise for mats and layers, so it just gives you a different way to use those. This will fit into this little envelope here, so you don't need a huge envelope for it at all, as you can see, so it'd be nice and cheap for posting. And I got these envelopes from B&M. They're these handy envelopes. They're 89mm by 152mm and you get 85 in a pack, and I think these were about £1. So they're really good value and the smaller cards do fit in them. So I will show you what we're going to use today. So the first thing we're going to need is the offcut of cardstock. They're just the offcut of a piece of A3 if you'd have been doing a 6x6 and you'd needed a 12-inch side. So we're going to need that. I am going to be using gold miri card for my layers because I really think red and gold go together lovely for Christmas. I'm going to be using Christmas Village as my matted paper layer. I love this collection so much, I can't even tell you. I just love, look at these little cute penguins. I just love the house couple with ditch designs. I love the penguins. I just love everything about it. Some of these are glittered, so the piece I'm going to be using is actually this bit with the hearts. And I will see, can you see there is, this one is one of the glittered pieces. I don't know if that's going to come out too good in the video, but it is glittered and it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. So I'm going to use that as my matted layer. This is the die set that I bought. This is from Craft Stash. This literally arrived while I was away. So they should still have it in stock. If I can, I'll link it below, and I'm going to be using the large die and the second largest die for today's video, so I'll just get those out and ready now. So we need those, and then I'm probably going to use these to embellish, just because they go well with the papers. They are a house couple ditch design. This one's Wonderland, which is a slightly different collection, but as you can see, still got the really cute penguins, still got cute polar bears. So I think I'm probably going to use some of these to embellish. And you're also going to need a piece of either white cardstock or paper. I'm just using paper inside mine today. That'll be for your message. And then you just need adhesive, scissors, you will need a pencil and a die cutting machine of some sort. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is take the offcut of the card and literally just fold it in half and get that as burnished as you can. I'm not going to use a bone folder, but just get that as nicely folded as you can. Then what we're going to do to get our card base is, using the largest of these stitch dies, I'm just going to place that on top of the cardstock, but I'm going to leave a small border, can you just see there, over the top, so that it doesn't cut all the way through, because otherwise I'm just going to have two pieces of bunting, and actually I want a card. So by leaving a gap at the top, it won't cut all the way through. So this die fits perfectly, funnily enough, on my offcut. So I'm just going to run that through. I'm just going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place because I don't really want it to move. while I'm running it through. It's a bit overkill there, but never mind. It will do the job. Okay. I'm just going to run this through my die cutting machine. You don't have to go back again, but I always do, just to make sure I've got a really good cut. Okay. So now we should have our card base. Just carefully peel this washi away because I don't want to rip the card if I can help it. Try and get this up. But if I do, like, that's ripped a tiny little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So I use this as the front of my card, and I'll just mat over the top of that so no one will know. God, it's really ripping now. Oh well. No one will be any the wiser in a minute because I'll put that over the top anyway. Just need to be careful about getting this bit off. I don't want this bit to now rip. And it's going to. Just going to be one of those videos, isn't it? Carefully peel this back. See if I can save it. It's coming off quite nicely. Okay, it's a bit there. Okay, so there's a bit of rippage, but you won't see that in a minute because we're going to cover that over. So that's your card base. So that is now done. So the next thing we're going to do is cut the patterned paper. And for that we're going to use the next die size down. So I'm going to place this on my patterned paper facing down so I still get the effect. So this one would look pierced, if you can see that. So I'm just going to place it facing down on my patterned paper. And I'm going to run that through really quick. I'm really super mean with this paper, so I will go all the way to the edges so as not to waste it, because I think this is actually the favourite, my absolute all-time favourite paper pack, and I want it to last as long as possible. Okay, so that has now cut my lovely matte layer for the middle, but as you can see there's now quite a thick border between the two, so I want to make another layer to go under here, a matted layer. Now when I was playing around making the first one, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I was playing around making the first one, I tried cutting this die and the big one. Where's it gone? It's over here. So I tried cutting those together like that, thinking that it would give me the border, but it didn't. What it did, it gave me the negative and that piece, which obviously isn't going to work for what I want, because I want a nice matted layer, and because I left the little border, that's now too big for my card. So I'm going to keep these for another project, but I've come up with a different way of making the matted layer. So I've got my gold miri card and a pencil, and all I'm going to do is lay this, hopefully I can do this without getting my head on camera, put this close to the edges. This is the second smallest one. We'll get rid of the big one, we don't need that. And I'm going to hold it in place, and I'm just going to draw around outside edges of the die. It's quite hard to do this without chucking your head in the shop, but we shall try. I might not be able to see all of this because my arm might get in the way, sorry. So like that, and you're going to want to do that twice because you want one for the outside of the card and you want one for the inside of the card. Okay, so I really quickly turned the camera off and I drew the second one just because you didn't need to see me do that. So now what you need to do is cut round on the edges, so exactly on your pencil line, and we're going to cut these two out. That's now done. So we have two gold pieces, we have our matted layer. The only other thing we're going to need to do now is draw around the in fact, no, you don't even need to draw around it. You just need to die cut the second smallest die again on your cardstock or paper or whatever you're going to use for the inside of the card. Okay, so I've brought my big shot back in, got my paper there, so I'm just literally going to cut this again. It's cutting edge down. I'm just going to cut this out so that this is the inside layer of my card. Okay. Okay, so we're now done with the big shot and should be done with all the dies. So now I can start assembling the card. So I'm going to use wet glue to do this. Okay, so first I'm going to glue the miri card onto the card base. Okay, so when I put this on, I use the point at the bottom as a guide to where I need to be with the miri card. So I can still see part of the edge die there and there. So it should mean I've got a good even border all around. Obviously the top's going to be slightly less because we pulled the die up above it. But it's nice even border. So now I'm going to stick my patterned paper onto the miri card. Look how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? So now really quickly I am going to put the paper onto the miri card and stick that inside the card so that that is done. And again, when you're doing the inside, just use the bottom point as your guide and then you can't go too wrong. So happy with that. And then you'll see that this side feels rougher than this side, so I'm going to put my glue on the rough side. So just get a nice even border. And that is the inside of my card done. So now all I need to do is decorate this. I mean, you could just leave it like that and put a message on because it is super cute, but I'm gonna just put some decoration on. So grab these. These are little stickers. I got these off of Every Craft's a Pound. I don't know if they've still got them. I have had these probably since July-ish time, I think I saw them. Right, which one shall I use? Let's do Christmas wishes. Maybe down there. I'm not stuck that down properly yet. I'm not going to do that until I'm really happy. What's small that can go up there? What about him doing his little snow angel thing? Mr. Polar Bear. If I can get him off the sheet. There we go. Go in there. Or maybe the bigger one actually. Let's try him, because he's a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's do him. Put back on. And I'm just going to use a few of these little footprints on the card as well. And we're done. How cute is that? Love it. Glittery, it's cute, it's nice and simple. I love it. And it'll fit in one of those envelopes. So that is my little bunting, easy bunting card really. So I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. If you did, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell for notifications of when I upload future videos, because they are going to start coming thick and fast now. And we're done. Thank you very much, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye for now.